This is a live look at Newark Airport, where lines have been long all morning. You can see there have been ground stops at airports all across the world this morning, and things moving very slowly at Newark Liberty. This outage impacting banks, media outlets, many major companies all over the world, and we've got team coverage for you right now on everything that continues to go on.
Good morning. On this Friday, July 19th, I'm Mary Calvi.
And I'm Chris Raggi. Welcome to CBS2 News this morning. What a morning, Mary.
Yeah, we are getting updated information on this major computer outage and how it could impact your day ahead. We now have the CEO of CrowdStrike. It's a cybersecurity firm, and he is now weighing in on this.
Let's get right to CBS2's Natalie Dudridge. She's monitoring the latest from the newsroom for us. Natalie?
Chris, Mary, yes, CrowdStrike, the city, and the cybersecurity company all behind this say this is not a breach. It is failed code. CrowdStrike is one of the leading cybersecurity companies. What they say is they were performing a system update. We have been hearing from them this morning, and they say that it is actively working with customers impacted by this defect found in a single content update for Windows. So they say, again, not a security incident, not a cyber attack. They say the issue has been identified. A fix has been deployed. They have not yet said how widespread this impact is, but if you tried to log into Windows this morning, for example, I've got this computer here that you can see. It's got a blue screen. It has the word recovery on it. Many people impacted, including businesses, banks, airlines, supermarkets, hospitals, news organizations, including our own. And more specifically, we can see growing outages in services. For example, at Visa, ADT Security, Amazon, many airlines, as Christina Fan has been talking about, TD Bank Online. And we spoke to the city's chief technology officer. He says that the good news is New York City's critical systems are up and running. 911, for example, 311, they are functioning. We also spoke to a tech expert about CrowdStrike and how it works. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, so our understanding is that this is an issue with the thing called CrowdStrike Falcon, which is a little bit of software that runs on computers that choose to install it. CrowdStrike is a kind of third-party cybersecurity provider, often used for kind of antivirus services, but also a little bit more than antivirus. So any organizations that work with CrowdStrike, this CrowdStrike Falcon software is kind of installed on their Windows desktops or laptops.
Now, Microsoft tweeting minutes ago that they are seeing continuous improvement. Experts, again, say they don't know what specifically caused this system failure, but they say this type of update issue could be caused by something as small as a typo in their update. So, again, there is now a fix to the issue. But the issue with that is each computer has to be fixed manually. So basically what's happening in many businesses, including here in our own, is an IT expert is having to go from computer to computer to resolve this. So it will take some time to resolve, but at least there is a resolution, Chris and Mary.
All right, Natalie, thanks so much. We saw our full IT team in here throughout the night, so we thank them for that.
It's amazing to think
online.
that a typo, though, could affect this worldwide, and now each computer has to be manually brought back online.
After the other, after the
forever.
outage. And the outage is disrupting flights, and that's around the globe.
CBS 2's Christina Fan is live from Newark Liberty with the very latest on the situation there. Christina?
Well, Chris and Mary, the situation is very fluid out here this morning. Passengers are naturally upset, and airlines are scrambling as quickly as they can to try and resolve the issue. As you heard from Natalie earlier, things do seem to be improving. In the last half hour, we have learned that American Airlines did resume some of its flights. Frontier, who experienced the outage first last night, is also now operating. Behind us, you see Spirit Airlines. While they never had a full ground stop, there are still a number of delays and cancellations in place. Passengers say computers and kiosks here are not working, so ticketing agents are needing to issue boarding passes manually. Other airlines do have it worse. At around 2:30 this morning, United and Delta requested ground stops with the FAA, citing communication issues. In a statement, United wrote that a third-party software outage is impacting computer systems worldwide worldwide, including at United. But again, we are learning some more good news. In the last few minutes, it seems that United has also resumed some of their flights. We did speak to some passengers who found out about the global outage after arriving at the airport and seeing these terrifyingly long lines.
I'm supposed to be flying to Albany. I just flew from Panama. And when I boarded in the David Airport, which is another area in Panama, to Panama City, all the computers died. And we just thought it was local. So they started hand writing all of the boarding passes. So we were very delayed getting out of there. And then Panama now, and they just told me here at the United desk that they're completely down. It's worldwide.
It's just terrible. People spend thousands of dollars to go on vacation or go home or go visit family, and this is the situation that we get put through between these airline companies that make millions of dollars.
Now, it goes without saying the departures board at this airport and airports across the country are a total mess this morning. Lots of delays, lots of cancellations, and some flights don't even have any information listed next to them. But it's not all bad news. In fact, some airlines were unscathed. We spoke to this one family flying Alaskan this morning. They said they had zero problems. They were able to get their boarding passes at home before arriving at the airport. They dropped off their bags, now headed to the counter, and again experienced zero problems. But unfortunately, the vast majority of people here at Terminal B, as well as Newark Airport, are experiencing issues. Again, we mentioned some positive news. A lot of the ground stops have been lifted, but delays still remain in place. For now, reporting live from Newark Airport, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Christina, we can update you as of 6 a.m. JFK reporting 31 cancellations, LaGuardia 57 cancellations, Newark Liberty 19 cancellations, and dozens of delays. So it's going to be a long morning for a lot of people.
Yeah, now the concerns in regard to the financial markets. How will they be affected later this morning?
For more on that, let's turn it over to CBS 2's Jared Hill, who's been following this story all morning as well. Jared?
Hey, Chris and Mary. So here's the thing. We know that the London Stock Exchange earlier this morning or overnight posted they were having some issues with getting out news and information, but they say that trading itself has not been impacted. For both of these two companies, Microsoft as well as CrowdPoint, they say that it's looking like at this point that their shares are down ahead of pre-market trading, and U.S. stock futures also, it looks like right now, are shifting downward as everyone tries to just figure out what all of this means and what's going on.
Jared, you hearing anything about updates from CrowdStrike or Microsoft? We've been giving kind of drips and drabs over the last few hours, but of course airlines now starting to come back on board. What are some of the bigger issues worldwide that you're seeing and hearing?
Yeah, so I think one of the big things, and we're kind of seeing this with the airlines right now, is sort of the domino effect of all of this. Because you had so many hours of computer services being down and so many things backed up, that it's just going to take a bit of time to get everyone back up and running, even though, as we're hearing right now from the airlines, as well as from Microsoft and from CrowdStrike, them saying that they've figured out what the issue is. They have put the fix in, but now, as you're mentioning, you got people having to go to each one of these computers individually to try and bring this back up. And so this potentially and very likely could take a pretty long time to get back to normal for a lot of these people, companies, and the folks who are trapped.
A very tedious process, updating computer after computer. But again, CrowdStrike saying that this was not a breach, but a software update failure. Jared Hill, thank you. And now an update from Delta Airlines, just releasing this statement. Delta has paused its global flight schedule this morning due to a vendor technology issue that is impacting several airlines and businesses around the world. We are working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible to resume operations. So Delta on a pause this morning.
You hear from some of those passengers who are also talking about boarding passes having to be handwritten. We saw a picture that got tweeted in, Tony, we're going to get to you in a second, from Ireland, of using a whiteboard for departure. I mean, it's really, things have gone haywire here this morning. Let's get out to Tony Sadiku, who joins us on the Upper West Side right now.
Talking to commuters about issues that they have been having this morning, and what a morning it's been, Tony.
And, now hours, Chris and Mary, into this event, we're getting a better idea of the wide range of impacts. For instance, the emails, right? Microsoft emails. I checked my email, working just fine. However, another guy we spoke with, his email's not loading. We're here at the subway station on West 72nd. What I can tell you is trains, buses, all of the service aspect is okay. However, it can still kind of mess with your regular routine. For instance, if you're someone that relies on the panels for arrival information in the subways, like say, oh, the C train's arriving in 4 minutes, you might notice that that's down. If you're someone that relies on the MTA app, there's been an outage affecting that too. And yeah, as you can imagine, it's impacting commuters. I want to play for you what Michael Francis said as he was on his way to work this morning.
Of course, it's not working. It's not working at all. You can check if you want to. It's not working. I was waiting for the Q train. There's no way I can exactly verify.
And this is how you normally get to work?
Exactly. See?
Have you talked to? So there you go. Definitely an inconvenience. It is one of those mornings, if you can, give yourself extra time. Listen to the announcements. Those will be going on as well. That way you can at least get to where you're going at a reasonable hour. What I can tell you about the safety aspect, we heard from the city that the critical safety infrastructure, for instance, 911 calls, those things have not been affected. FDNY as well says that it has implemented its redundancy processes to also mitigate the impact there. But guys, still early in the game. We expect to learn more, of course, as banks open, more people get to work, and this is obviously a developing story. Guys, back to you.
All right, Tony, thank you so much. Keep us updated from where you are this morning, talking with commuters. Nobody's going to be happy with what they have to deal with today. Coming up, new details on this worldwide Microsoft outage.
Another look from Chopper 2 as we're taking a look at the planes on the tarmac. As we zoom into Newark Airport, we will bring you the very latest on this worldwide outage coming up.